Welcome to Resistance Chicks. I'm Michelle. This is my sister Leah. We are coming to you. It is April 23rd, 2017. It is a Sunday. So what do we have on our Sunday paper today?
I don't know why I keep getting the paper. I guess I really want to just know what the people are up to. Our entire newspaper is such a propaganda outlet for organizing for action.
And it used to not be that way. It was a very conservative paper, and
everything
the last couple of years, it's gotten
they tell
crazy.
you about it, they tell you to get involved in it, and then they report on it positively. It's just insane. Okay, so Bill and I did an interview on CNN, and I watched that.
We're not covering that.
I don't want to cover that right now, but I want to give you some highlights of what he said. He basically said, science is political. You will do what we say. Anybody who even questions science data is questioning data, even though questioning science is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to be inquisitive, but when something is talked about, you're not allowed to question it or bring.
It's blasphemy.
It's like if you raise your hand and you ask them, then somehow you're literally. It's very much like defaming the Prophet Muhammad.
Yeah.
So climate change is there. So here is the newsy paper today.
Bring it back so it'll be in focus. There you go.
The interesting on the other side is mother's milk going for $1 an ounce. So I know
for babies.
For babies, people, I mean, it's $1 million industry. Pharmaceutical companies having you slap it on your face. They're buying it from women for $1 an ounce. There you go, pump it out, girls. Make yourself $16 a pound.
What is wrong with you?
I
think you smoke crack.
All right. Scientists hit streets in hundreds of cities, and what I like here is it says, we're scientists, so we're orderly. We let the signs do the talking because we're scientists and we do everything right all the time.
I had a really good pun.
Perfection.
Are you ready for my really good pun? Leah already heard it.
Yeah.
You ready? Get it? They said we're scientists and we let the signs do the talking. So I said they were scientists.
So we wanted to bring this to you.
That was funny.
I know, haha. We're going to bring it to you again, number one, because it's now in the paper, and to show you more of a spin and a twist, but also because one of our dear, dear friends, Stacy, commented on the video, and she is a farmer, on
our video from yesterday.
She runs a CSA, she runs food. She was at a farmer's market yesterday. She's going to tell you about it, but I want to give you my little take on it. She was at a farmer's market yesterday, and there was about 500 or 600 people marching for the environment.
I think she said 3 or 4, but 5 or 6, whatever.
There was a couple, 300, 400, 500 people. There were people there, all right? And she said not a one of them came to their farmer's market. And if it was Earth Day, and these people were loving the earth and everything,
you would think they would show up and maybe buy it all.
They would have bought it all.
I actually, because we went to our local farm today.
We can't wait to bring you that
local
video.
farmers. What my shirt says.
Yes, we're going to bring you a video. We're going to put a real video together for you guys, and it might be a little while. So rallies all over the
and we covered this
United
yesterday.
States. We didn't choose this battle, but it has come to the point where we have to fight because the stakes are too great. Truthfully, I can finally stop being diplomatic and
forget those people. Let's listen to Stacy.
Okay.
All right. I can't move the mouse to papers.
We'll go watch the other one. It's retarded.
She is our very dear friend. Not only is she a very dear friend,
I just wanted to show you that they had to make 2 parts in our newspaper about this.
Yeah. But she also is a loyal Resistance Chicks viewer as well.
We love you.
We love Stacy. Wait,
I
knew that.
Whoa. Here, I can turn it down right here.
I know, but here.
Okay, I know, but here. I'm
trying one more time.
Cute hat.
Folks, Stacy over at Rosa Sharon Homestead, just north of Auburndale, Wisconsin.
Get your head up.
Just out here, we got you on the working my garden, getting it tilled up, and trying to get things ready here. I just wanted to share something with you, and before I share this, I want to make it clear that I'm not condemning anybody, but I do want to speak some conviction into people because of what I witnessed yesterday. I was from 8 o'clock in the morning till 1 in the afternoon downtown Marshall, Wisconsin. And just a disclaimer, my fellow farmers may not feel this way. So, you got any qualms about what I'm ready to say, don't take it out on them. So, at about, 11 o'clock or so, there was a huge Earth Day parade with people chanting, you can't debate the science is real, the world is heating up, the climate is changing, and we're going to die, and, they were giving their whole, they had signs, like picket signs and things, and that's great, we live in a free country, You know, that's your right to do such things, and I completely support that. However, I want to make a challenge to those people. Put your money where your mouth is. Let your actions speak louder than your words, because from what I saw yesterday, your words had no effect. They were powerless. If there was about 300 to 500 people that walked down that street, downtown Marshfield, Wisconsin, all chanting, "Save the earth, save the earth," okay? Great. No matter what side of the aisle you're on,
I agree.
You know, whether you believe it, whether you don't, we can all come together and agree that waste is bad, right? Being a steward of the earth is good. No matter how you look at it, that's a good thing.
Every day.
So, with 300 to 400 people marching up and down the street, all right, I got to thinking, how come when us farmers go to Marshfield and we're at the farmers market, or we are down at the homesteader's pantry, or we're just 10 minutes out of town on our farms, and as you can see, we're planting our gardens, we got farm stands, we got greenhouses with produce and things like this. Where are you people?
Where are you
If
people?
each and every one of you guys that were out there yesterday claiming to want to save the earth and wanting to rally behind the science and behind this, if each and every one of you put your money where your mouth was and supported local farmers, bought locally,
Now we're talking.
you would have more of an effect on the system than your little parade ever would have
Ever.
in one day. If each and every one of you decided to go down to Festival Foods on Saturday morning this summer, or Pick and Save, I think, in Marshfield, or Rapids, wherever it is, when those farmers markets are going, each and every farmer there, every day they come should be sold out with that amount of people that were there.
Yep.
Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because the number one way, science proves it, common sense proves it, I don't even need science,
I love she said
to
that.
support a clean earth, to steward an earth, all right, to steward the earth and not waste fossil fuels or what have you, is to buy local
Yes.
of a small local family farm.
Thank you.
You are going to have a huge impact economically on your local system, but on a national level.
Yep.
And I know what some of you guys are saying. Some of you are saying, "Oh, but Stacy, I buy organic. I go to the grocery store and I buy organic." Well, I'm going to tell you right now, that organic food that you're buying from Walmart, I'm sorry, I'm in the dark here, isn't any more organic, number one, than the industrialized food that's sitting right next to it.
It's true.
That is sprayed. And I'll tell you why, because the government, through organic certification, allows a certain amount of sprays and chemicals to go on those foods, regardless of what you think. It's allowed. The system by which those organic foods from Aldi's, from Walmart, any big large market store, uses is an industrialized system. They still use the huge big tractors. They still use all the methods in which the big farmers do, except they're relegated to a couple less chemicals, but they still use them.
Exactly.
Okay? So, I'm here to make a challenge today.
Challenge.
Here in central Wisconsin, as a matter of fact, if this video goes nationally, whatever, other states, I'm here to make a challenge. It's not condemnation. I'm not condemning you. But I hope I can speak some conviction in you to say, if you're willing to walk with picket signs, rallying for a clean earth, for change, put your money where your mouth is, stop at a local farm, go buy some produce, go buy a tomato plant and put it in a 5-gallon bucket and put it on your porch.
Yes.
And eat it.
Yes.
And come out and support us small farmers. We use less fossil fuels.
Yes, they do.
We use methods to save our soil.
Yes.
I'm in the process of going no-till right now, or at least semi-no-till. Many of us are very into the sustainable farming. But yet, after what I saw yesterday, the only thing that I could think of, the word that kept coming to me, was hypocrisy.
Oh.
Hypocrisy. seriously, let's put a big show for everybody to see.
All right, so her video cut off there, but you guys get the idea. You get what she was saying. And I want to reiterate that. I want to kudos that. I want to
just section here. I just want you to.
This is Stacy.
Hey folks, Stacy at Rose of Sharon Homestead. Just giving you a little update here.
She does all of this.
Get your cold
all
water
of
pots.
this.
Her and her 2 daughters.
Lots
She's
of
married.
nice
Her husband
cabbage
has to
here.
work. This is
you know,
just
yeah, it may be a little too early to get your flowers and put your flowers out. Of course, you can buy flowers and.
Heaven.
Yes.
We're going to take you to our local greenhouse in a video tomorrow,
Yes.
but I really wanted to bring you Stacy's video because it hurts my head when people are so hypocritical.
Absolutely.
If we sit down in a room and we want to talk about saving the planet, and I sit down with a load of liberals, I might have a couple, a handful, which are our friends. That's the only place that we really meet is this area.
Exactly.
And we do, but the rest of them they want to go to the grocery store. They don't want to do any work for themselves. They want everyone to do all the work for them.
Right.
They want to buy pre-made food. They want to eat out all the time. They want to drive. They want to take vacations. They want to do everything. They don't, but they want the government to somehow just make climate change and things like that just go away.
Exactly.
They feel like they can just regulate the heck out of everything, and just if there was just one more law or 2 more laws, suddenly the planet would be so much greener.
So I want to bring this to a global level right now, and I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm so sorry.
No, I'm just so upset. This gets my goat more than most things.
So many of you guys saw Horatio's video from yesterday. If you did not, go back and watch it. He lays out the difference of the parties in the UK Parliament. But while I was chatting with him, he had gone to his local farm shop today and got himself some lamb, side of lamb, some lamb stuff. I don't know. We don't eat lamb here. Most people in the United States don't. I mean, it's not a small percentage of people do. They do. But anyway,
the Muslims do.
So I was commenting on how amazing that is that he can just go into a farm shop where either they raise those animals or they get them from local farmers and they sell them in this amazing shop. There's pictures and everything. I'm going to link to it actually because it's really cool. And I was saying, you know what, we don't have that here. We do not have the ability. Stacy also raises meat, but in order for her to sell it, she has to have it processed through a USDA approved facility, and then it has to come back to her, and so it's just a really difficult. And not only that, but even once she jumps through all of the hoops, there's always the chance that the FDA is going to come in and raid and shut her down for some ridiculous reason. I told Horatio that the FDA here in the United States, they're like the mafia, ready to just go in and shut down small farmers. And he said, this doesn't make any sense to me. Why? And I said, because they have lobbyists that go to Washington and pay money to have the FDA come and shut down small farmers so that there's no competition. Right now in the United States, I'm not really sure if I can do this on a broad scale, but I know specifically here in Ohio, for us to be able to buy beef from a local farmer, we have to buy at a minimum a quarter of that cow while it is still alive. And then it gets taken to the butcher and we pay the butcher to process our quarter of that beef. Same thing with a hog. You did that with a half a hog. With raw milk, we've brought this to you guys so many times. In order for us to get raw milk from our Amish farmer, we have to own part of the cow.
And why is it so important? Why is it so difficult to get to a USDA butcher? Okay, because they're not everywhere. They're not locally accessible.
And the regulations for that butcher shop to be able to comply to get that USDA sticker,
you actually have to have a USDA inspector on site for every kill and through the whole process.
Right.
Now, Thomas Massey has a bill that's co-sponsored that he's trying to get through.
The Prime Act.
That, we heard about 2 years ago that's still trying to get through, where it would allow for local, smaller butchers to be able to butcher the meat and then you could sell it. Now, what's interesting about this, and I'm going to go ahead and bring it up, is that while we were at the Farm to Consumer Conference in 2015...
That's the Farm to Consumer Legal Defense Fund, if you want to look it up.
There's a loophole for meat that can't be USDA inspected, and that's for bison and deer.
Yes.
So you can actually have your bison butchered on site and then go back and sell it. There's a person who sells the meat in like downtown Los Angeles, but like 1,200 miles away are where their bison are at. Right. And so it's just a bunch of nightmare hoops that you have to jump through. There's a certain amount of birds that you can. Now, chicken is easier. In Ohio, I think it's a very small amount.
It's like 1,000 birds.
It's like 1,000 birds that I can butcher on my property and sell, which we do. That's what we do.
We don't do 1,000 birds, but we do our own.
Right, and we can do that legally, but somehow if you do 1,001, somehow it becomes illegal, and then I know some people who can actually butcher hogs. And if you buy the whole hog, then it's legal to butcher on your property. But in some states are all different.
Exactly.
And the federal government comes in. But by and large, if you want to sell your meat, you have to jump through a lot of hoops. It has to be USDA.
And you have to be ready at the drop of a hat to hear that knock on the door where they are going to come in pretty much with all guns blazing. And shut you down.
They come in SWAT teams, especially the
literally
Amish.
with like
It's
SWAT teams.
I mean, some farmer in Michigan, last year and the year before, had their water froze in the winter because they had their animals outside, which was healthier for the animals. But the government would rather have all the animals indoors on concrete.
Right.
And these animals were fine; they were healthy. But the government came in and tried to shut them down. They've had to fight. There's so many animals, so many farmers that fight. And when you fight the Earth Day people, when these Earth Day people are marching and stuff like that, they're not marching to save the planet. And that's the bottom line. Because they don't care about the planet.
They would rather have their quote unquote certified organic have to be produce shipped on a fossil fuel emitting semi truck. How many, like 1,000 miles across the state.
And you know what? And they don't want to pay people to do work for them because they don't want to pay Stacy and her family to actually go out there and do work, but they want to pay the little people, the brown people, to go and pick their vegetables because and their fruits and everything like that, because then they feel better about paying them less, but then they want these migrants to come in here. I got to tell you, these liberals, most of these liberals are the most absolute racist people you will ever meet, and they'll smile through their teeth saying, I want the Mexicans. You want the Mexicans. You want slaves. You are so racist. I hear this all the time. We have white privilege. We have white privilege. We were born with white privilege. You know where you got that idea from? Darwin's Origin of Species. You got the idea that you had white privilege because you were taught evolution, and you were taught that the black man is the middle ground between an ape and a white man. You are the most racist people on the face of the stinking planet. I can't stand you people. Wake up. Wake up! It drives me insane. They're so racist with their white privilege. The thing that you think that you were born privileged because you're white is the most racist statement on the face of the planet. All CNN, they really believe in white privilege. They believe in it. They believe in it. They believe they're the most racist people on the face of the planet. I'm sorry. It makes me that's so mad.
So how does this correlate to Earth Day? And I'll tell you what, Stacy hit the nail on the head when she said that the most important thing that you can do to reduce your carbon footprint, one of them, is to either grow your own food or to buy locally. And so she was at and had this experience. I'm covering for you. How do you breathe? She had this experience, and she wanted to put it out there that these people, she said the one word that kept coming to her was hypocrisy.
Yes.
And that's what those people have.
Yes.
They have a mass amount of hypocrisy. If they wanted to fight for something, they could be fighting for the rights of small farmers, and they're not.
It comes down to the brown people. It's racist. The
I'm
farmers,
with you.
local
It's
farmers, in
all
order to have
yes.
the big machines, you have to hire
It's a
the brown
cycle.
people. You have to hire Mexicans.
Right. It's very true because they're the white people, and I hear this from farmers, I hear this from shop owners that are our friends, and I've said this before, but in case you didn't hear it, they can't find good workers anymore.
But you know what? I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of it because Stacy is a white working woman, and she's willing to put 12, 14, 16 hours a day
She gets
to
up in
work
the middle
on
of
a
the
farm.
night to
White
heat her
people are
greenhouse.
willing to do the work. Y'all are willing to pay people a decent wage to farm your food. Come on! If you don't work, you don't eat. If you don't pay a decent wage, you don't get the food. I know they're like, but Mexicans will work for like $2 or $3 an hour, and so that's what I want to pay. I don't want to pay more than $2.50 for my strawberries. You know what? Do you know how hard it is sometimes to get a strawberry to grow and a watermelon to grow? You know what? When we buy produce from our Amish people, we pay them a living wage. Okay? We want to make sure that when people get paid a living wage. Our food prices in America are so low, and we're so fat, we're so obese because we
pay $8 a gallon
for raw milk.
for raw milk.
Yes.
And Horatio had said when he goes to this farm shop, he says it's more expensive to buy the produce there. It's more expensive to buy the meat, but it's worth it because you know where your money is going. It's going directly to the farmer. And that is what's so important. So I want to add to Stacy's challenge. This is our Resistance Chicks challenge to you guys worldwide. I think in Europe and in the UK you have a little bit more leeway.
I heard you have like the urban gardens where you can like do plots and stuff.
But in case you don't, the challenge is to not only to grow your own food, because you guys hear us hit that all the time, but to buy local. Stop buying from the supermarket.
I don't hear one politician in this whole I am with her and all the signs. I didn't see anything about supporting your local farmer, buying local. If you want to cut down on carbon emissions, they still want to drive their cars. They just want electric cars.
Right.
They want solar power and wind power, and they just don't want all their stuff and their gadgets. They just want alternate energies and things like that. They don't have to put any more work into it. They don't want laws to make it so that it's easier to farm and sell your stuff.
Exactly.
I told you about the people that they're moving because they're actually really famous. I didn't know this. They got
the Big Family Homestead. Feel free to check them out.
40,000 people on YouTube that follow their friends of our friends. And they were called in because they had some goats and a cow and some chickens on an acre.
And you can do that quite well.
Exactly.
Quite easily.
And they were very successful. They were teaching other people how to do it. Well, instead of fight the county, they decided, which I told them to give me a call. I'll help you find this.
We've done it.
We'll do it. We'll do it together. But they feel like the Lord wants them to go ahead and find more property, and that's cool. But here's the thing. Somebody else next door and all those other people have an acre and they could be doing this stuff too, but the government doesn't allow them to. But then you want the government at the federal level to just make more laws, and you're upset at Trump and things like that when your local governments and you can't even have a goat. I mean, this just boggles my mind. This is insanity. So
well, I was talking to a lady today at our farm thing, and she said if I could have an animal, I would raise a sheep, so that I could have meat for my freezer. Which so she was eating lamb,
right.
But I just thought to myself, there are people that would be raising their own meat.
All the time. I talk to all my friends all the time, all the places, but they live in a neighborhood. I can't get chickens. I can't do this. All we have in America, we have like what these called subdivisions. They're like elitist hellholes.
Why any of our friends ever moved there, I have no idea, but whatever.
But, well, I do know why they live there, because it's too expensive. The government makes it too expensive for you to build a house on your own property because of sewer and electricity runs. So if you buy in a neighborhood that's put in, you get all these tax credits and breaks, and the counties and stuff do that. So it's really too expensive. Unless you're doing like $500,000 property, you have to buy if you want a new home, you have to buy in a neighborhood.
Stacy, thank you very much for putting that video together.
Can you tell this is the one area that really gets us excited and upset at the same time?
Exactly. All right, you guys, this is Lee Michelle signing off for Resistance Chicks, where it is not just a conspiracy theory if it's the truth. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Mass Faith 3 and Resistance Chicks. Ring the bell for notifications. Find us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. We love you. God loves you, and God bless.
I'm with her. I'm with her, the planet. You're big, giant hypocrite. Take down your sign. You're not with the planet.
Was called